Good morning, evening, and afternoon. Welcome to part 32 of Aokana, no Kanata no fōリズム. Last time didn't seem to have that much in it. There were a few particular points of interest, I should say. We started off with Mashiro fully ready to go, training. Everyone's ready to start their training proper again. And before they started, Masi wanted to talk to Mashiro, and she had already picked up what he had wanted to ask, and was that was about her changing her style to speeder. So obviously we knew he wanted her to change her style, but it wasn't really specified what style yet. So for her to have obviously guessed speeder, she already knew that she needed to change her style. So that was interesting there. And I mentioned last time as well that they've kind of got their rivals in a sense now. Their competition, I should say, who's going to possibly fight too. I can't wait to see how that's going to go in the future. And then tragedy struck in a sense. The new chapter starts where even though they want to start training now, they are unable to because of the weather. Because of the weather, they are now being forced to train in the gymnasium where all they can do is run. At first that seemed obvious in a sense, but it ended up being a bit of a negative effect to the club. They were starting to get a bit bored and tired of running every single day. Nothing really exciting them. So with that happening, Masaya needed something different. After talking to I can't remember the teacher's name again. I do apologize, Aoi. After talking to Aoi, he had realized something he could do to kind of improve the training quality and make it fun for them as well. So after speaking to Rika about it, confirming that this should be a good training exercise, the next day he sprung the idea to the club, and that is to do tag. So it was, I went on a bit of a tangent, a bit of a rant about it last time, and speaking to somebody in the comments as well, kind of made me think about it a little bit better. I was going at a simple-minded method, but you know. So they have the training of tag where Mashiro and Misaki will go first. I'm just reading this from here. Mashiro will be it. This is going to be a one-on-one training exercise. And obviously I was mentioning there could have been a two-on-two, but I can actually see one-on-ones being better since that is kind of training them for Blank Circus anyway. And then Misaki will be swapped out with Asuka. So Mashiro will be the tagger for both runs, or only once time runs out, I guess. I don't know, let's see how it goes. But while this is going on, Shion will just be standing there doing his own training, I'm guessing. Which on its own is alright. As for what we can expect going forward, so for the pause, I'm not too sure. Just their training is all we know. So with that, let's see what's gonna happen. Now, let's get started. Mashiro and Misaki will go first. Mashiro is it, and Misaki is on the run. When time runs out, Misaki will switch with Asuka.
Hi.
They seem pretty excited to start.
了解です。絶対に捕まえてみせます。マシロ、顔怖い。怖いよ顔。じゃあ、私はここで柔軟やってますね。
Yeah, you go do that. Okay, begin.
もう限界です。美咲先輩が遠い。ほらほら、ましろちゃん、こっちにおいで。追いついたら特別にご褒美あげちゃう。マジですか？まだやれますって。うわ、急に元気になった。抱きつこうとしないの？ご褒美、ご褒美、ご褒美。目が血走ってるよ。ねえ。
This is working out better than I expected. Hard to believe that they're the same two people whose motivation was on the brink of collapse just yesterday.
だね、美咲もましろっちもすごくやる気じゃない。
Yeah, though Mashida's motives are a little suspect. Hold on a second. I don't know, I just like the thing of being motives are a little suspect. Anyway.
でもこうやって避けたり攻撃したりしてる様子ってまさにフライングサーカスのバトルと同じだよね。
Yeah.
これってひなたくんが考えた練習なの？
No, I didn't. It's something I did when I was younger, actually.
そうなんだ。
Back then, Ari-san suggested we play tag on a rainy day when I looked bored. She can still play me like a fiddle, huh?
はい。
Wanda looks confused as she looks to me for an answer. But at that exact moment... what's wrong, Prez?
小女子、全力で走ったぞ。次はどうしようか。
Do some stretching to loosen up your muscles. Yours are probably pretty stiff, so...
わかった。地獄のようなストレッチを己の体に貸してくる。
The very moment those words leave his mouth, he dashes over to the side of the gym and starts stretching his leg in an almost dangerous manner.
痛い、痛い。
なんかごめんね。
There's no need to apologize. Though I kinda get why she's doing it.
こら、まさや。
It's probably gone over time limit. What? Saki waves her fist at me as she skillfully dodges Mashiro's advances.
もう時間終わってるでしょ。早く笛吹いてよ。
Oh, right. I checked the stopwatch and noticed that time limit has long since passed.
じゃないとマシロが。美咲先輩のご褒美。しゃー。
Mashiro's face has turned into that of a starving wolf. She's now growling as she relentlessly assaults Misaki. Oh, alright, stop.
やっと終わった。
Misaki slumps to the ground.
もう少しだったのに。残念。
I get the feeling if all her opponents were Misaki, Mashiro could seriously win the nationals. Obviously not, since she couldn't catch Misaki, but I can understand where he's coming from. I'm not even exaggerating, I swear. The way she was moving back there was terrifying.
マシロっち、ちょっと休憩しよ。
Madoka lifts up Mashiro and moves her aside. Okay, now it's Misaki's turn to go after Asuka. She's probably quite exhausted.
はい、やっと出番ですね。
But then again, it's also good practice, I guess.
ちょっと待って。アスカ相手の時は完全に呼吸整えてからやるから。ちょっと休憩。
I guess that makes sense after such a fierce battle. Can you wait a bit longer, Asuka?
もちろんです。私も美咲ちゃんとは万全の状態で戦いたいですし、待ってますね。
Asuka begins to do high knees to help contain her desire to compete.
気合入ってるね、アスカちゃん。
Yep, makes sense though. They're tired right now, so it all comes down to this. Asuka and Misaki have fought a total of 4 times now, and their score sits at 2-2. Interesting. Misaki clearly outmatches her in FC Arena, but when grab shoes are out of the equation, Asuka can go toe-to-toe with her.
どっちが勝つかな。
I'm not sure, but Misaki is better at attacking than defending. Concerning the time, this will be the last match, so they're only able to do 2 matches. And with that in mind, I'd say Misaki has a slight edge here.
よし、準備いいよ。いける。
Misaki stands up, stretches a little, and gets in position. Okay, ready, set.
アスカ、最後の1点はもらうよ。美咲ちゃんでも渡さないよ。
And as sparks begin to fly from their eyes, go.
それ。
So Misaki is the chaser then. Wasting 0 time, Misaki opts for what looks like a feint, thrusting her hand toward Asuka's body.
いきなり。
Misaki rapidly grabs at her, ignoring Asuka's look of confusion.
ほらほら、こっち向いたままだとすぐに捕まえちゃうよ。
It almost feels like I'm watching a fencing match as Asuka gets driven into a corner.
油断してました。
Asuka pulls herself together, turns her back to Misaki, and dashes off.
お、やっとそっち向いたね。じゃあ本気で走るよ。
Asuka is running as fast as her legs can carry her, with Misaki hot on her heels. Both of them are naturally athletic and fast, so as a result, the match just turns into them running in circles around the off-limits area in the middle.
またさっきと同じ形だ。
Yeah, this will take forever. Matches between them have played out exactly 2 ways so far. One is that one of them gets cornered, much like Asuka was a moment ago, which ultimately leads to a successful touch. The other is the match turning into a wild chase. Yes, this will end in a draw. I doubt either of them will make a mistake at this point.
美咲先輩、このままだと追いつけなさそうです。
Oh, you all good now?
にしても、本当に足が速いですよね、2人とも。
It sounds like...
にしても、本当に足が速いですよね、2人とも。
So it makes me think, what did he say in Japanese? Because... Okay, yeah, so his question just got ignored in a sense, because here they said in English, but in Japanese she doesn't say anything about her current state.
さっきから全速力のはずなのに、全然スピード落ちないしね。
I already knew Misaki was an amazing athlete, but Asuka's turned out to be more than a match for her. She'd do well in any sport. That includes flying circus, obviously, as long as she can fight like this in an actual match. As I mutter that to myself, Asuka's speed increases.
このまま5分間逃げ切ります。
The distance between them, which had remained constant until now, slowly grows.
お、アスカちゃんまだ力を残してたか。
We also have to take into account that Misaki is obviously also pretty tired still, even after her break.
美咲先輩、頑張ってください。
Despite Mashiro's cheers, the gap is widening. It'll be hard for Misaki to turn the tables now. But then, I see a grin surface on Misaki's face. She's got a plan.
え
Right as Madoka asks me that,
行くよ
Misaki shoots forward in an instant, closing the gap, then
それ
she thrusts both her arms forward and leaps toward Asuka in an attempt to tackle her. However, Asuka senses Misaki's attack coming, turns around and dodges by a hair's breadth. I do want to mention, normally before I start every day, I do a quick recap to myself, see through my previous episode what really happened correctly. And when I was just skimming through the episode itself, I came across the chapter, you know, when the chapter changes, they do the spoilery thing. And I took a glimpse. Wrong side. I took a glimpse at the screen and I saw this CG art. So, as I mentioned, that's why I avoid those next times, because although I didn't really take notice of it, I did see this image. So yeah. What a close call. Misaki would have won if she'd got a few centimeters closer to Asuka.
まだまだ
Misaki attacks Asuka once more. She quickly regains her balance and starts chasing Asuka again.
それ
Now on the back foot, Asuka thrusts her belly forward, desperately attempting to avoid Misaki's onslaught. However, because of the way she's twisting her body in order to dodge, she can't shake Misaki. And interesting enough, from what I can gather as well, twisting her body as well, obviously slowing her down.
さすがは美咲先輩ですんで、まさや先輩、残り時間は
1 minute. This is gonna go down to the wire. I feel bad for Asuka.
そうね、そこまで持たなそう
Their battle carries on for a while.
それ
But this is amazing.
う
She somehow managed to avoid Misaki so far, but
もうそろそろダメです
Asuka's movements are slowing down. I'm guessing she's about to collapse, which makes sense. And there's no way that Misaki will miss that change.
よーしアスカ覚悟
Interesting now, I just thought now that with how Misaki has been charging or trying to tackle Asuka, with Asuka being tired from running as well, I can see an injury prone to happen here. With Asuka trying to dodge or something like that, taking a misstep, and then Asuka touching her or like pushing to the side or doing something. It easily cause Asuka to misstep and cause her to sprain an ankle or something. Misaki takes advantage of Asuka thrusting her body forward a little to dodge an attack. She throws her arms as far forward as she can while she keeps sprinting. She has her. Or at least that's what I thought. However, a few seconds passed, yet we had nothing from Asuka or Misaki.
あれ
Misaki's voice finally resounds, but it's a confused one. Wow. What an unbelievable sight. Asuka, who was running with her back to Misaki, suddenly got behind Misaki in an instant. Misaki was chasing Asuka, but their positions are flipped now. Even she's confused. Asuka herself sounds just as confused. She's rooted to the spot, looking dumbfounded.
何 なんかよくわからないですけど。
Seemingly embarrassed that we're all staring at her, Asuka begins to speak in a nervous tone.
私どうしちゃったんですか？
No one answers the question right away. But I know I can, since I happen to see everything clearly. First of all...
美咲先輩残念でした。美咲、呆然としてるけど大丈夫？
The two of them run over to Misaki. After declaring a draw, I speak to Asuka. You're not sure what you just did? I ask Asuka.
はい。体を前の方に突き出して避けようとして足で床を蹴ったところまでは覚えてますけど。
You did a backflip.
はい。
You dodged Misaki's attack with a backflip, and honestly, the distance you cleared is pretty amazing. I knew she was talented, but I never expected her to pull anything like that off.
びっくりしました。私、普段から宙返りとかしてないので。
Sure hope not. That'd be dangerous.
でも、なんか今の体の感じ、とても気持ちよかったです。
I see. Then let's... I trail off as I begin to think.
どうかしました？
In order to make the best use of her physical abilities, I should... I don't know. Because obviously when these things come up to me, it instantly comes to mind of, is this a decision for her route? Which does make me think it does as well, because maybe she doesn't come up with a, in a quotations, secret move or special move, but in her route she does, and she uses it, and that becomes her thing. Okay, well, let us keep it to the back of my mind for now. No, forget it.
Huh?
I figured we could maybe build an FC move based on that backflip she just did, but problem is she can't even fly very well just yet. True. It's too early for that. But maybe we can revisit the idea once she has the basics down. Anyway, now's not the time.
じゃあさっきのはアスカが爆中して私の攻撃を避けたの？
Yep, hard to believe, I know.
そっか。
After muttering that...
それ
Whoa! Misaki does a perfect backflip on the spot. You scared me there. Why'd you do that with no warning?
別にちょっとやってみたかっただけ。
I get it. Asuka must have stirred her competitive spirit. Well, competition can help you improve, but if it gets too excessive, it can become counterproductive. Still, there's no need for me to interfere right now. Alright, we'll call it a day here.
はーい。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ。
I do want to mention these two lines, but don't want to go into it.
ひなた、俺はいつまで股を割っていればいいんだ。
I never even told you to do that. We're done with practice, Prez. It's time to head home. But while everything is acting normal, for some reason, Misaki looks a lot more gloomy than usual, and that starts to get stuck in my head. Well, she has always been competitive in terms of not wanting to lose. The following day, a dog.
到着。
Okay, hers. Asuka stops running right in front of her house, and so does the golden retriever she is leading around. Done already?
今日はこの辺を回る程度でよかったので。
She removes the leash on her dog while answering me, then chains it to the edge of the doghouse.
本当にごめんなさい。休みの日に付き合わせちゃって。
Nah, it's fine. Don't sweat it.
でも練習でも何でもないのに、しかもすごく個人的なことですし。
Look after the dog? Asuka suddenly asked me whether I was free on Saturday. I was super curious about what she wanted, so I said yes. The first thing we did was take her dog for a walk.
ほら、テリー、お座り。
Teddy, huh? Okay. The Kurashina's family dog is named Terry. Asuka told me her dad named him.
お
Okay. Terry immediately folds his back legs and sits down. Oh, he's a smart one.
ですよね。自慢の子なんです。
Asuka proudly puffs up her cheeks as she says that.
テリー、お手。
お
テリー、おかわり。
お
ぐるぐる。
お
Amazing.
しつけたのはお父さんなんですけどね。でもテリーは本当に覚えがいいんです。
I can see that. If he's that smart, there's probably a ton of other stuff you could teach him.
ですね。今もまた何か仕込んでるみたいです。
Is that so? I don't know why that of facts just doesn't sit right with me there.
はい。
She makes her dad sound really interesting. Or, well, maybe eccentric is a better word for that. Better avoid asking for details.
何をですか？
Nothing. More importantly, we should hurry before they go on break.
あ、はい。
Where's this going? And so, now that we're done with the first item on Asuka's to-do list, we hurry over to the next one.
こんな大きなパフェ。
Interesting. Okay. I wonder if this is shopping that he needs to do, because obviously it's the first item on Asuka's to-do list, so she's got a lot of things to do, and she has asked him to help with it. And after they've done that, they're on a break from it, and now they're at a cafe, I'm guessing.
いいんですか？私一人でこれ全部食べちゃっても。
Yep, this is it. In order to complete the next thing on the list, we made our way to a cafe and ordered a deluxe-sized parfait. So this was the next thing on her list. Okay, not what I expected. What's this on her list to do? Also, did she need him? It's my treat too. I swear I've got my reasons. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
おかわりもいいぞとか言って後になってとんでもないしっぺ返しが来るとか。
I don't think you have to worry about that. Nobody does stuff like that in real life. Oh, but you can't have seconds. Got it? Seems her dad's not the only eccentric one in the family.
わかりました。じゃあいただきます。
Asuka picks up her spoon and positions it almost like she's readying a sword, then swiftly stabs it into the cream and stuffs it into her mouth. She's practically inhaling it.
はあ、さあ、最高です。嬉しいです。おいしい。おいしすぎます。
Asuka's expression shifts to one of pure joy in an instant. Does it really make you that happy?
それはもう 中に糖分が行き渡って全身がほてってくるのを感じるぐらいです。
I'm not sure why she was avoiding it if she loves parfaits so much. I never banned her from having any. I think he did. In a sense. I remember there was a point where she was worried about her weight and he told her to hold back on certain things. Still, it's nice to see her all happy.
甘いです。すごく美味しいです。
Asuka's expression shifts to one of intoxication to match her intoxicated voice. This goes back to when Mashino got injured and Asuka started a diet. Yeah. Sincere as she is, Asuka has diligently followed that self-imposed rule and avoided any excess calories until today. Earlier, she resolutely declared that she would only eat a parfait under my supervision. Okay. But honestly, I can't say I expected to actually watch her do it. Anyway, point is, I'm treating Asuka to a parfait today as a reward for all her hard work. Eating what you love every once in a while helps reduce stress and makes you feel better. And that's the real key to successfully losing weight. Professional athletes never strictly abstain from eating high-calorie foods, either. Instead, they have specific days where they're allowed to eat whatever they want.
生クリームが口の中でほどけて、喉を滑り落ちて、胃の中に染み渡るまでがもう幸せで。
Yeah, happiness, sure.
そこにイチゴの酸味がふわーって広がって、目の前もピンク色に染まっていくんです。あ、マサヤさんの顔もちょっとピンク色に。
Are you okay? She's got me pretty worried here. Though I've heard stories of people getting drunk on coffee back when it was first invented, so maybe it's only natural that this happened to her when she's held off on eating a parfait for so long. Who am I kidding? This is nuts.
はあ、幸せでした。
Asuka mutters that with a look of pure bliss on her face, as the waitress takes the empty cup away. You really love parfaits, huh?
はい。あ、でもどちらかというと。
So I'm just trying to think of how to really properly say that line. If I were to rather say, or rather than this, I instead would. It's more like saying rather than parfaits, she honestly prefer something like that.
より好きなのはパフェに乗っているイチゴですね。
Asuka reveals that deep-seated opinion with sparkling eyes. Really?
はい。
Ichigo, huh? She seems pretty sure of herself.
イチゴのことを考えると、どんな辛いことも乗り切れる気がします。
River would usually say that about their family, not strawberries. Still, if she loves them that much, I can use them to give her some extra motivation. Alright, let's make a promise.
約束？
Yeah, if you do well in the upcoming tournament, I'll treat you to another parfait. You can get whatever you want, so give practice everything you've... What? Next thing I knew, Asuka's face is right before my eyes.
二言はないですね。
I think it's rather you won't go back on your word. Asuka? She looks dead serious. Plus, she's even getting a little teary-eyed.
私をやる気にさせようとして人参だけぶら下げて後で「なしよ」とかそういうのされたら私泣いちゃいますから。
I'd never do something that evil.
じゃあ本当にですね。本当に約束ですよ。
Yeah, I promise.
嬉しい
A brimming smile forms on her face.
これからも練習頑張りますね
Didn't specify a percentage, but okay. Asuka's practically bouncing as she says that. Wow. Seems I underestimated how much it would excite her.
嬉しいです練習は楽しいし試合も面白くてその上にイチゴまで食べられるなんて
One second. Yeah, interestingly enough, he actually says something about ichigos, strawberries. I even get to eat strawberries for free. Why did they say parfait in the English? Asuka keeps talking while gazing at the menu.
列島縦断スペシャルイチゴサンデーか水面に浮かぶ宝石の島パフェかどっちにしようかな
Thing is, she's in a stage where a person's excitement usually dwindles, so it's great that I found a way to boost her motivation. It's fine as long as she's happy. I hope this will help her reach her full potential. That's really the only thought in my mind right now as I gaze at her innocent face. Ah, Minamo. The sports shop owner's sister, Oracle. Ah. After leaving the cafe and walking for a bit, we ran into Minamo-chan. Hey there, Minamo-chan.
はいお久しぶりです
Has it? Pretty sure we met last time I was at Shirase's store.
こんにちはみなもちゃん倉科明日香ですはいしらせみなもですこの前会った時は挨拶できなかったのでよかったですはいすみませんすぐいなくなって
You don't have to apologize for that. She really is like a small animal. What a timid girl. Seems your brother isn't with you.
はい兄はフクル島の方へ行ってます
A neighboring island? I see. You're by yourself then?
はいそうです
Is something wrong? Minami-chan has been staring at me this entire time. I think she wants to say something.
お兄ちゃんがいなくてもお買い物とかはできますよ
So, what I gather from this is she's how am I gonna word this? So she's worried that others won't see her and will see her as someone who can only rely on her brother, that she cannot do things on her own. So she's worried that we will see her that way, so she's saying it this way. Of course she can.
子供じゃないですよ
Well, in his mind, he thought of her as an animal, but yeah. I see. It's my fault she looks so depressed. I couldn't tell right away, but I guess she thinks I was treating her like a child. Of course you aren't. I honestly don't see her as a child at all. I mean, just look at you. I'd call that big. Obviously, her height. What did he say in Japanese? I'm quite curious, because obviously, as mentioned before, sometimes 少しも子供だと思ってないよ。だってみなもちゃん大きいじゃないか。Yeah, so interesting enough, she just says wow, だってもう as you can see, Minamo-chan is big. Is big. Isn't she? Is big, isn't she, in a sense? So it's more like saying she's big, but in their minds, what is? I guess not, maybe. I guess that must have made her real happy, since she's pinning down her chest as if my words really moved her as she looks up at me. I don't think that's what it means, but maybe I'm reading too much into it.
まだまだです。
Yeah, okay, I was right. She's saying she's not big, not quite yet, meaning her, yeah.
でも成長過程なんで頑張ります。
And now she's blushing. What an oddball. Well, we're gonna head out now. What about you?
一緒に行きませんか？いいです。やめておきます。
Is she reading it as if this is a date and she doesn't want to intrude?
そっか。残念です。ごめんなさい。でも邪魔とか
Yeah.
略奪とかできないです。
Uh-huh. Still, what exactly? I really don't get her sometimes.
それじゃ失礼します。
Yeah, see you later.
白瀬さんにもよろしくです。
So Rika was not the only one to have mistaken this situation. Minamo-chan walks away after giving us a swift bow.
みなもちゃん、やっぱり可愛いですね。
Right? Not really sure cute is the right word that comes to mind.
これからどうしましょうか。
I think we'll decide that next time. Firstly, I want to mention that I do apologize for the way I've been doing this episode. I noticed right to the end that I was trying to read between the lines a bit too much. And saying what I think before the next line even came up. I'm not too sure how people would view that in a sense, but I enjoy doing it, so. But yeah, this episode was alright, nothing major. We saw the practice of the tag happen with first Mashiro and Misaki, and then Misaki and Asuka. What I took from that was, for a speeder, Mashiro still, obviously this is obviously different between ground movements and flight movements in the air. It'll be different. But Mashiro being a speeder should have at least catch up to Misaki. Obviously that, as I mentioned before, depends on the settings of the shoes and other things that come to mind. But what also was interesting was obviously Misaki is a fighter, so defense obviously isn't her strong suit, and yet Mashiro still couldn't catch up to her. Then when we were to flip that around, Misaki and Asuka. Asuka is an all-rounder, so she should be doing alright with both defense and attack. So that was understandable in terms of fighting against Misaki, but again, Misaki was as a fighter, so she should be able to fight back in a sense. It made me think that Asuka can outrun Misaki, whereas Mashiro can't catch up to Misaki. So, in a sense, that meant Asuka is the fastest one amongst them all. Obviously, Misaki could catch up to Asuka near the end, but not the whole time. But again, Misaki was exhausted already from her previous fight. But it does show that Asuka has a lot more hidden potential than we originally thought. Yeah, it's interesting. Then we had a little outing with Asuka. It was interesting. Got to see a little bit more of Asuka, which was nice. Asuka was one of those characters where I wasn't too sure still about her as a character yet. In terms of would I enjoy her route in a sense. Like I can really see myself starting to enjoy Mashiro's, or the other threes I guess I should say, because we got to see their characters in a sense, a bit more of themselves. We haven't seen Misaki's, but I think I can't wait to see Misaki's route because of the potential that I see from it. But yeah. Yeah, actually, as I mentioned before, this is probably the rare visual novels for me where I seem to enjoy all the characters. But again, we haven't reached any specific routes yet, so can't say for sure yet. But yeah. Yeah, there was other things I want to talk about, but I might actually have a spare video for that, so we'll see for that then. But yeah, anyway, that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.